The Prophet walks into the masjid one day, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, yes? Walks into the masjid and finds the Sahaba wrestling. Halal or haram? Would the Sahaba do something haram in the masjid? A'udhu billah, no. So clearly halal, they were wrestling in the masjid, wrestling, not striking the face, wrestling in the masjid. So he, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, walks into the masjid. Imagine the honor, the izzah of the man. Walks into the masjid and Sahaba are wrestling. So Allah, me personally, I can't help but think, like, you know now, not the Prophet, a Sheikh walking, jealous bro, pull up man, the Sheikh see ya bro, the Sheikh see. You know in high school, whenever we were doing something and the teacher was coming, we had a code word. Ija, it's in Arabic, as in he's coming. Wallah, the principal knew what Ija meant, right? Because everyone says it. So imagine now the Sahaba, they're wrestling, and now the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam walks in. So you can imagine what happens to the companions. So they all, wow, embarrassing. And then he asks, he says, what are you doing? He knew exactly what they were doing. But the hadith is not just for them, it's for every Muslim to the day of judgment. And I tell you, Islam is ancient. Habibi, Islam is content. Wallah, qasam. Sometimes I will read or hear a hadith or read a verse and it's like Allah said these words in 2019 March. That's how alive the Quran is. People tell me it's old. So he walks in, he sees them wrestling. He says, what are you doing? Ya Rasulullah, man, let it go. Khalas, he walked in, we've stopped wrestling, leave it. But because he's the doctor, he's the teacher, and he's there to cure the sicknesses of societies. So they said, Ya Rasulullah, we're wrestling. Then he asks, why are you wrestling? Look at the salt now. Now the salt is straight to the wound. Imagine the Sahaba. Allah, who's going to explain why we're wrestling? Who's going to explain why we're fooling around? So they said, Ya Rasulullah, we're wrestling to see who of us, who amongst us is who's the Rijaal, brother? Has anything changed in 1400 years? Anything changed? La Allah, it's exactly the same. They're not doing anything haram. Rasulullah knows that they were, but he was worried about something far deeper. So what does he say? He said, the Rijaal, the man amongst you is not the one that can physically put down the other. He said, the Rijaal amongst you, the man amongst you is the one who, when a musibah, when a calamity happens, he can control his anger and his wrath. He can control it. He's patient. This is the man. Go to the UFC gym and tell him this. Brothers are spending hours, and it's fine. Tonight I'm not mentioning anything about halal and haram, so don't come and say, look, wallah, the brother was saying it's halal and haram. Please, my brothers, halal and haram, this is kindergarten language.